Let's go on an adventure into music history. It's the Composer Chronicles from Dynamic Doodle.
Bonjour, my name is Erik Satie. I'm so glad you're here. I'd love to tell you the story of my musical life. I was born on May 17, 1866 in Honfleur, France. I grew up near the sea with my little brother, Conrad. My mother was a pianist and she often played music at home. Sadly, she died when I was just 6 years old, but I think she's the one who first sparked my love for music. That same year, I started learning the piano. My teacher was the local church organist, and I practiced a lot, but I didn't always enjoy following the rules. After my mother died, my brother and I lived with our grandparents for a while. Later, my father remarried, and guess what? My new stepmother was a piano teacher. That meant I got even more music in my life, and it helped me keep going with my studies. When I turned 13, I moved to Paris to study at the Paris Conservatoire, a famous music school. But I didn't fit in at all. My teacher thought I was lazy and even called me untalented. I left after a while, but tried again when I was 17 and still didn't quite belong. So I decided to learn music my own way, and that made all the difference. In my early 20s, I lived in Montmartre, a neighborhood in Paris, France, full of artists and musicians. I worked as a café pianist and wrote music that didn't sound like anyone else's. At 22 years old, I composed a quiet, dreamy piece called Gymnopédie No. 1. People say it sounds like floating through a cloud. I liked being different. I wore velvet suits, carried an umbrella and a hammer for protection. And once even started my own made-up religion, called the Metropolitan Church of Art of Jesus the Conductor. I was the only member. Here's a fun fact. I loved omelets. I even wrote a little piece inspired by food. I believed music could be playful, serious, or even silly, and still be beautiful. I also gave my music funny names. One of my favorites was 3 Pieces in the Shape of a Pear. Of course, the music isn't shaped like a pear. That was the joke. Even though I seem strange, famous composers like Claude Debussy admired my creativity. When I was about 40, I decided to go back to school and study music more seriously at the Schola Cantorum de Paris. I learned about harmony and composition and used those skills in new works like my ballet called Parade. It had wild sounds, like typewriters and sirens. I was part of the modern musical era. I died in Paris on July 1st, 1925, but my music is still heard all over the world today. Thank you for learning about my story. I hope it reminds you that not every musician follows the same path, and that's more than okay. Music needs all kinds of thinkers, dreamers, and creators. Happy music making!